What's going on, people? So I have finally started a YouTube channel. I've been meaning to do it for a while. I finally did it, man. I finally did it. This channel is going to be everything about trading. I'm going to give you my tips, my experience. We're going to talk about trading, anything to do with trading. I thought I would start off this channel by talking about something that people are interested in knowing, and that is one of the videos that I've done before. It's to do with prop firms and how you can make over 20k a month from prop firms like Apex Trader. So yeah, let's get into it. So those of you that do follow me through Instagram and TikTok, you know that I'm a big fan of prop firms. I still trade prop firms. I make a killing from it, and that is what I'm going to recommend for you to do. But I'm going to show you and tell you the steps that you need to take for you to do the same thing. One good thing about this method is that you don't need a lot of capital to start, okay? So if you were to start your own trading account, you would need a lot of money to open up a futures broker. Not so much in Forex, but with futures, you need a lot of money to start. So doing it this way, using prop firms, is way better in my opinion. So for those of you that don't know, there is a prop firm called Apex Trader Funding, and they always have deals, okay? So the deal off at the minute is 80% off, which means that you can get a 25k account for as little as $32, okay? It's way cheaper than it is to get a Forex prop firm, okay? Forex is over 100 quid. I use Apex Trader Funding. The reason I do that is because they're really cheap, they're legit, they pay out. I can really vouch for them, okay? So the main reason I use them is because they constantly have these deals off. So they have an 80% deal off, which is their normal price now, okay? So they don't say it's their normal price, but they have the deal so often that people just know not to buy when it's more expensive. So first thing first, you wait until you get the 80% off or the 90% off, okay? 90% they don't often have it anymore, but the 80% off, they have it pretty much every month. So just wait for it and then cop an account. Okay, so your first goal is to get your first payout, okay? So then you can scale. So the first thing to do is stick to the 25k account, because it's the easiest one to pass and it's the easiest one to get a payout from. Plus, it's the best one for value for money, okay? So you're allowed to lose 1,500, that's your drawdown, and your profit target to pass the account is $1,500 as well. So once you pass your 25k account, you're gonna have an activation fee, which you can choose two options. So there's an $80 a month activation fee, and there's a lifetime, which is $150. It's up to you which one you go with. If you trust yourself, I'd obviously go for the lifetime, but if you feel that you're a profitable trader, but you don't know whether you end up blowing this account or not, maybe choose the $80 a month. For sure, you're gonna know whether you got a payout or not within a month. At least with what I tell you to do, you will. Okay, so you've passed your account, you've activated your account, you've signed the contract. Now it's time to actually start making money. So there are a few rules that you need to be aware of. So there is a 30% consistency rule, which means that on the day that you request a payout, your largest winning day cannot account for more than 30% of the total profit. That means that if you have made $1,500 on one day, okay, and then all the other days you have made $100, you are gonna get denied a payout, most probably, okay? It's not a hard rule. They do take people's situation into account, and they will ask for proof whether you've actually, you traded news, or you're just a gambler, or you actually stuck to your trading rules and you just had a large winning day that day. This is to stop gamblers coming in and full port on news and basically just getting lucky and just abusing the system. So I can understand why they use it. Okay, so this rule shouldn't really be an issue if you're just consistent and you make around the same amounts of profits every single day, okay? So what they don't want is people making $2,000 in one day and then just making $100 each day after that, just to get a payout, okay? So they want people to be consistent. They want good traders, okay? So good traders, we're consistent, okay? So we make $300 a day, etc. Okay, so if you were to have a system, and let's say your system had a take profit, but you also had a low hanging fruit, okay, so $200 on some days, $300 on other days, $500 on some other days, that's absolutely fine. But again, you can't go making $1,500 in one day and then $50 on all the other days just to get a payout. So another rule is that when you request a payout, there must be a minimum of 10 traded days. Okay, so they must be 10 traded days, not just days. Okay, so you must have traded on those days, you must have opened a position and closed the position. Another rule to take into account, you cannot have more than 20% of your traded days as flipping days. So what's flipping days? It's when you open and close a position just to count it as one day. Okay, so it's not very hard to actually just follow these rules. As long as you've got a system and you're making consistent profits, it shouldn't be a problem. You can also have losses, okay? So you can have a system where you're losing 150 a day and then you're winning $300 a day, okay? So they take those into account as well. So it's not that you just have to have consistent profits. You can have three winning days of $300 and you can have a losing day of 150, another losing day 150, you know, $300, etc. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you how simple it is for you to actually get payout using a 25K account, using a system that you only win 50% of the time. Okay, so I feel like most of you will agree that you can find a system that you win 50% of the time. So you win and you lose, okay? Same amount of times, but when you win double of what you lose. It's not very hard, okay? Most strategies, you're able to find something within those parameters. So for the purpose of this video, let's just use those risk strategies. So let's say you had a system. It's a 50-50 system. The risk to reward is a 2-to-1 when you do win. So let's say that you risk $100 a day or per trade. So the 25K account, you have a drawdown of 1,500. So that means that you're able to take a minimum of 15 trades before you lose your account if you lose 15 trades in a row. So if you have a 50-50 system, that means that after 15 trades, you will be in profit by $750, more or less. So this means that you had 7.5 days losses, 7.5 days wins, okay? So a 2-to-1 risk to reward, that means that you will be up $750. So by the laws of probability, after 32 trades, you should be able to get a payout using a simple system that you only win 50% of the time. Okay, so let's say that you managed to get your first payout of 1,500 from a 25K account. Every 2 weeks, you're able to withdraw 1,500 if you meet those thresholds. This rule only stands in place for the first 3 withdrawal months. After that, there is no limit. You can withdraw as much as you want. Now for the 50K accounts, you can withdraw up to 2K every 2 weeks. So that's 4K every month from each account. So the logical thing to do after you get your first payout from a 25K account is to scale. So now that you've got this $1,500, you can reinvest into getting more accounts, getting a copy trader, and getting more money. So if you were to buy 5 50K accounts, evaluations, that will cost you $170 because they are $34 each, and that would equal $170 for all 5. Once you pass these accounts, each one of them will have an activation fee, which is $80, times 5, that's $400. So overall, that's $570 for the 5 accounts passed and activation fee. So now you should have 5 50K accounts. So now with these 5 accounts, you can buy a copy trader, which is $150. What this copy trader does is it uses a leader account, which means that once you place a trade on that leader account, it will copy your trades into the other accounts. Exact trades, exact entry, exact exit. So now that you have 5 50K accounts, you could potentially make $20,000 every single month. Okay, so that's $10,000 every withdrawal, and you're allowed to withdraw twice a month, which means it's 20K. This is exactly what I did when I started to be profitable and I started to see good progress with prop firms. And there are many people in my group that do exactly the same as that. Now you're allowed to have 20 funded accounts with Apex. Okay, so it could be any size. So you can have 20 50K funded accounts with Apex, which means that if you had 20 accounts and you traded them all at the same time and you managed to get a payout, that's 40K every time you get a payout. Okay, so that's 80K potentially you could be making from 20 accounts. We've actually had someone in our group recently that have just got a 40K payout. Okay, so a few things that you need to be aware of is the drawdown with each account. Once you start going past the 50K account, the gap between the profit and what you're allowed to lose widens, which means that you're at a bigger disadvantage. Okay, so there should be no reason for you to go higher than a 50K account. One, it's the best value for money. Two, the bigger accounts, you can't even withdraw much more anyways. Like the 50Ks, you can withdraw 2,000 each time, and I think the 100K is like 2,250, don't quote me, but it's something like that. And you have to get double the profit to be able to pass the account. So you have to make 6K and you can only lose 3K. Okay, so if you do the maths, you start to see that you're better off getting the 50K or the 25K accounts. Trading is already hard as it is. You don't need to make it harder for yourself. Just stick to the 25K accounts first, get a payout, and then scale into the 50K accounts. And realistically, you really don't need a big move. Okay, so if you risk the $100 to make $200 on ES minis, for example, that's not a big move. You're looking at getting a 4-point trade and you're risking 2 points. It is easily done. Let's face it, prop firms do make it incredibly hard for you to get a payout, but if you stick to a strict system with a good risk to reward, you work on your psychology and you don't let things go downhill when you lose, you will be able to get a payout. Just be patient and stick to your system. Anyways guys, if you've got any questions, please drop a comment down below. Like the video, subscribe to help out the channel. It is a new channel. Anyways, give me some suggestion for the next video. So yeah, I will see you guys then.